Hi, good morning and welcome back in to Brady's Auto Repair. Today we got this 2014 Ford Focus and we're going to be putting front pads and rotors on this thing. It's got a horrible grinding noise when getting on the brakes, and it's coming from somewhere in the front end, so we're just going to swap it all out and be done with it. So let's get started. Got those two Allen heads loose. Use a prop or a flathead screwdriver and stick in to put some pressure on that piston to release it so the caliper will. You have two 18mm bracket bolts. Alright, once you get your caliper bracket off, you can remove your rotor. Alright, so now we're going to get our piston pushed in on our caliper so we can make room for our new pads. So I just use a C-clamp. You can use a pair of channel locks. They have caliper tools that you can buy at your local parts stores or anything like that, but an old C-clamp works just as good. Be sure you take a wire brush or sandpaper so you can clean up your mounting points for where your brake pads ride. And here, like so. You want to be sure that's clean of debris or anything to keep that pad from sticking and burning the pads up. Once you get that clean, take a little bit of high temp wheel bearing grease or brake grease or anything you prefer that's high temp. Just lightly coat that area. Caliper bracket put back on. And these pads don't require any hardware, so there's no hardware that you have to install or anything on that, so that's why there's nothing on that. Tighten up those caliper mounting, those bracket bolts. Just like so. Grab your outboard pad. Alright, we got our outboard pad slid in. Flip the caliper over. And this pad has a big spring on it that pops into the piston. You always want to be sure when putting your caliper back on, you don't have your brake hose in a bind. That's really easy to do if you're not paying attention. So that will sit there for a minute. We're going to wire these up real quick, get these nice and clean, and then we'll apply a little bit of brake grease to those. Apply your brake grease to your slide. Drop it in the dirt and wipe it back off. slide. Too slick to hang on to. We'll reinstall our spring, and that rides there, up and behind. Just like that. Alright, and you have successfully done the brake job. Alright, and we'll get our wheel put on. You just want to be sure that your rotor doesn't have any big grease smudges or anything in that. We use some brake cleaner and rag and wipe that off. We did notice that the strut was leaking a while ago. See all this oil where this is damp? The strut here is blown and it's leaking oil. So this will be another video in the future. Possibly we'll probably be putting front struts on the thing for y'all. Anytime after a brake pad replacement, you want to get inside and be sure to pump your brake pedal 4 to 5 times really good with the engine running, because your pistons right now are all the way pressed in, and if you press the brakes, you're not going to have any brakes. So you got to pump that to get that piston up, get the brake pads seated against the rotor, so whenever you get ready to leave, you have brakes, because you don't want to be backing over or taking off, going forward, and all over something. So. The pedal will go to the floor pretty much. Oh, a lot better. See our pedal travel now? Right up at the top.